stop. A word with you. No, not so hasty. I didn't mean to barge into this. First of all, let me explain how you came to my notice. How you mastered the last stage of your training here in Nadaret, a virtuoso performance. Just take the story with the inspection in the warehouse. That was some very valuable work you did there. I'll get to that in a moment. But the most revealing part was the story about that blood wolf. Pity it didn't spare any of the smugglers. They could probably have given us lots of information. My name is Gerlin, and my office requires me to see to it that I am always well informed about things. To put it bluntly, I stumbled across you, so to speak, during my investigation of the pirate attacks. I don't know that myself yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. However, that is something we should discuss in a somewhat quieter location. All right then, follow me. Nobody should bother us here. My liegemen, Yakon Zagor, and Ferris Lynxi. Seems like we all want to find out what the river pirates are up to. This brings a cooperation to mind.
Cooperation? Isn't that rushing it a bit? I was only talking about exchanging information, nothing more.
We don't have enough people to pass up such crucial help, Yakin. My senses tell me that we should trust them. Gerlin has always had the right instinct so far.
It's not up to us alone to make any decisions about a mutual plan, anyway. After all, we're all in this thing together, aren't we? So, what say you? Do we want to work together on this? My sources tell me that a ship will dock in the harbor tonight, after the curfew. It's possible that stolen merchandise from the pirate attacks will be on board. Anyway, we'll take a close look at this situation.
Normally, you would be right about that. However, according to everything we were able to learn, there won't be any patrols tonight.
A tricky matter. The influence of the men behind this must reach farther than we supposed. The question now is, how far? As soon as you are ready, Yakon will take you to our meeting place when darkness falls. We'll discuss the last details there and leave together.
I sense that you know how dangerous this mission will be for us all. Be sure that you prepare properly for this. Then meet Yakin behind the tavern at the marketplace.
Well then, that's everything, right? Please excuse me. I also have some preparations to make. Oh, and keep a low profile. Not one word to anyone about our mission.
Excellent, you're here. Everything has been arranged. Are you ready for our mission? Oh, of course, you may. No, I don't come from Fountainland originally, even if a large part of my family feels very at home there. I studied at the Hall of Mercury in Festum. I didn't stick with it very long there. Too little practical work, too much theory. I actually had looked forward to studying there. After all, the Academy had a reputation for undertaking frequent expeditions to magical phenomena. Only when I started my course of study there did I get the sense that numerous discussions on magic theory were inconclusive and boring. Most of the time we sat around in the library and laboratory waiting for the exploratory expeditions in vain. That's why I left. What else would you like to know? And you won't get that information from me either. Sorry. All I can tell you is that he is an outstanding friend and mentor, and that he never leaves any of his people in the lurch. He thinks very highly of you for some reason. I guarantee you that you can trust him completely. I even surmise that ultimately we are pursuing the same goals. That's all I can tell you about him. What else would you like to know? Ferris Lynxeye. She is a half-elf, to be exact. Why do you ask? Actually, I began my service with Gerlin at just about the same time as she did. We met for the first time there. At first, the teamwork wasn't as successful as Gerlin had hoped. But over the years, we've overcome our differences to have a viable working relationship, as Master Gerlin likes to say. I think very highly of her. You won't find a better scout anywhere. What else would you like to know? Of course, the mission. Are you ready now? Now we're getting to the deadly serious side of things. We'll meet up with the others behind the Prios Temple after darkness falls. Let's go. I don't like it at all. The others should already be here by now. Out of the question. We would have seen them in that case. No, it must... Someone's coming.
Yakan, Gerlin, he...
What's the matter with Gerlin? What happened?
He wanted to check on something. The smugglers captured him. I couldn't intervene.
Curses! How could he be so careless? Something must have rattled him. Could you see where they took him?
No, I didn't want to endanger Gerlin in any way. One of them muttered something about the 2 big warehouses and the only way into the harbor district.
If we want to rescue Gerlin, we'll have to sneak through those warehouses whether we want to or not. Hurry! Who knows what they're planning to do with him?
Oh no! Members of the smugglers' gang! How could they have followed me?
We can speculate about that later. They haven't noticed us. Maybe they're only supposed to be lookouts while the ship is being unloaded.
I have an idea. What about if I set up a trap in the passageway, and then we lure them in there? Be careful. First we'll go see if the coast is clear.
I'll go to the northern warehouse.
Agreed. I'll take the southern one then.
You wait here and watch our backs. I thank you. Hurry. We have to get to Ferris in the other warehouse. Gerlin is probably there too. Through the back gate, out to the harbor. If we access the other warehouse from there, we might have the element of surprise working to our advantage.
You will regret this!
No. Regret is for the hesitant ones, young friend. If the ladies and gentlemen would excuse me now, I have other duties to attend to.
Thunderbolt!
I was too careless. I'll never forgive myself.
Poppycock, what happened to Ferris has nothing to do with you. It was that monster.
Truly, an immeasurable loss. A life so young, ended so casually and cruelly. In spite of this, my friends, we mustn't lose hope. Not now. That's the big question I don't have an answer for. Not right now, anyway. I don't know much about him, but I will remember his face and his name. We've clashed before, during my youth. Yes, it was a trivial matter during my service, an irregularity. I can't even remember exactly what it was about, but I'll get to the bottom of it, even if I have to examine every document from my service days. Well, the actual reason I ended up being taken prisoner was a conversation behind a courtyard wall. I was able to overhear by accident while on the way to our meeting point. What I heard was, that fat swine is getting greedier by the day. He wants a bigger piece of the pie. He's almost worse than the Baron. Now the chest is supposed to go back to the stronghold. Seems it was brought here by mistake. When they stopped talking, I climbed over the wall to see what was in the chest. I was so eager to catch a glimpse of it that I didn't notice I wasn't alone on the other side of that wall. I felt a blow on the head and woke up here. I didn't get to that, more's the pity. But we still have the following clues. The initials SB were carved on the chest. I suspect that SB could be the Commandant of the toll gate, Stitus Bloomfold. Yakon, I want you to accompany our new friend here. If he trusts someone, you trust that person too. Yes, I know these gentlemen. You can tell them everything. You must go to the toll gate and find out what the connection is between Commandant Bloomfold, the smugglers, and the pirates.
Yes, we shall. And we'll find out what this cold stone has to do with it all.
Excellent! I'll journey to Furdock to report on the night's events and what we've found out so far. And I will do everything in my power to find out all I can about Coldstone. May Fex be with you until we meet again.
Ah, there you are. Did you find out anything useful? Gerlin, you say? Never heard of him. What does he have to do with this? And who is this with you?
My name is Yakon Zagor. I work with Gerlin. In his name, I would like to join you in your search for the pirates.
Yakon Zagor. Well, if you think so.
That's right. Your friend helped me and my partner, Ferris Lynxeye, explore the docks one night to try and find out about this contraband.
Well, well. So we're supposed to trust these people, hmm? Did you find anything suspicious? Were smugglers there? What have we gained if he escaped? We still don't know where these pirates have their hideout. If this keeps up, we'll never get the stolen merchandise back.
The Commandant of the toll gate, you say? Perhaps we should pay the gentleman a visit. What do you think, Ardo?
Aye. I think we should see what's what there. What about you? Are you going with us?
Of course I'll go with you. And not just because Gerlin wishes it. This Coldstone must be stopped, whatever he's up to.
Right, then it's settled. We'll meet at the docks. Greetings. This is Captain Delbrak.
The River Father be with you.
That's exactly where we have a problem. Captain Delbrak doesn't have a crew at the moment, but it's best to let him give you the details.
Well then, what should I say? There was, well, a little misunderstanding with my boys. Then the pack of them up and left in a huff, leaving me sitting here high and dry. We're stuck here, without a crew.
And in no case can the situation stay that way. We need the captain's people back on board as soon as possible. I thought of you in that context. Can you attend to this matter? It's a deal. Then Captain Delbrak can explain the remaining details to you.
The missing sailors are Silvertooth, Yalak, Four-Finger Sam, and Dumb Dan. Also, here are 10 ducats. That should help raise their spirits. Let me think. Well, if I know Yalak, you'll probably find him making bets at an illegal prize fight. I guess it has to do with the fact that he used to be a bare-knuckle fighter himself. Four-Finger Sam takes care of all the metal and woodworking tasks on board the ship. I'll eat my hat if he isn't at the blacksmith's, keeping the man from his work with his shop talk. Our Dumb Dan? Well, presumably he's at the local watering hole, hoisting a brew. At least that's what he usually does when he's on shore. I still don't understand why he went along with the mutiny too. He always did his work without complaining.
Just a minute. There's one more thing. Take advantage of your time in town and prepare for the journey. Who knows when we'll have another opportunity to do that.
Ah! Do you see, Tarno? I'm not the only one who thinks your work methods are unusual.
All I see is a shameless know-it-all who's keeping me from my work and putting off my customers.
Stuff and nonsense. You can only put off the people if you don't work properly. If I held a hammer like you, then the work would only take longer. What are you doing? You can't hold a hammer like that. Only because you haven't yet seen how to do it right. It would be a pleasure, but I would need a blacksmith's hammer to do that.
No way. Find your own, if you please.
See? He won't let me. Was one of them. Has that scoundrel finally noticed that his tub doesn't stay ship-shaped by itself? But I'm not gonna lift a finger for him anymore. Really? Does he? In that case, he surely won't mind proving it with cold hard cash. I want 4 ducats, nothing less, or the rascal can find himself somebody else. I'm already on my way.
It's about time. I can finally work in peace again.
If you call that work.
Make yourself scarce, Sam. Otherwise, I may lose it in the end after all.
Even more trouble? You're as much of a nuisance as the Revenants, but go ahead. I'll be able to deal with you too. Dan is no bill dodger. Delbrak, that cutthroat is the reason I'm having all this trouble. Because the people are resentful liars. Delbrak already owes me several weeks' pay, and still hasn't paid. I wanted to put it on my tab, nothing more. I always pay my debts. I want 4 ducats and nothing less. Thank you. I'll be there.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have a farthing for a poor, one-legged man? Gerlin sent me. I have a message for you.
Because I can confirm it, Old Greyhair is Gerlin's contact here in Nadoret. We had strict instructions to keep it secret, unless he contacted us. We can trust him.
Exactly. Oh, many thanks for this nugget. I don't want to bother you any longer.
Today has been more exciting than it's been in a long time. Oh, come on. What could be better than a good little fight? You should know that I used to fight myself. That's how I got my nickname. By all the 12 gods, you know my name? I guess you must have seen a fight or two of mine in the past. Delbrak? Oh, spare me the guy who sugarcoats everything. He kept stalling, stringing me along, and now what? He still owes me my full wages. If my run of luck stays with me, then I'll never have to slave away in an old tub again. I'm just not sure who I should bet on next. Maybe you have an idea. Who should I bet on? The Wild Boar or Stone Noggin? They both seem to be pretty good. There's something to that, I suppose. To be honest, Delbrak's old tub has grown on me. But I want to see some money again for a change. Hang it all. And what's with the wages? Will he cough the money up after all? Well, all right. 4 ducats, and I'll go back into his employ. I'll be off right away.
It's good to see you. Anything I should know? Tell me. Oh, there's not much to tell. You've already heard most of it. I don't really like talking about myself either. As you wish. Although I don't like even thinking about that battle. Many good men lost their lives there. And it could have gone either way. We were just a mixed bunch of Midden-Relmian regiments thrown in at the deep end. Emperor Hal and Imperial Marshal Helma Hafix rode at our sides that day. I was a volunteer assigned to a group of volunteers. Lillian, Olgert, Carolus, Durgan, Wiglaf, Ariana, and Yaldingra. Ha! What a motley bunch from every corner of Aventuria. We were supposed to hold a narrow sector. We were sure we could defend it. Then the monsters came. Ogres. Huge beasts. Man-eaters. Controlled by the dark magic of Galata. The battle raged back and forth until we were victorious. Lillian, Olgert, and Carolus didn't make it. The rest are still linked by a strong friendship. Is there anything else? Gerlin? Never heard of him. What's it all about? Groen is a good man. If this Gerlin really comes from the Count of Furdock, I would trust him. Perhaps this will be an opportunity to learn a lot and to earn recognition at the same time. Is there anything else? Coldstone. Coldstone. No, the name means nothing to me. Be careful, however. Magicians are powerful opponents. Totally unpredictable. Is there anything else? Well then, is there anything else to discuss? Ask away. The Natterit Town Guard is responsible for keeping the peace in and around Natterit. They answer directly to the Baron Dajan and are commanded by a captain, namely myself. Well, it's no secret that the Baron Dajan keeps the town guard on a very tight rein, so we only keep an eye on the gates and the toll house. And there is a night watch, of course. But that isn't enough to handle all the problems in this town, of course. There's always some kind of trouble, but my hands are tied. Any more questions? The Natterits have been Old Kosh nobility for generations. He was supposed to have received the title of Count of Furdock 5 years ago from the Emperor himself, but some unpleasantness happened before the ceremony could take place. At that time, Dajan's sister Chella was the victim of a cowardly poisoner. He tracked down the culprits and executed them. After that, he saw betrayal everywhere. So instead of giving Dajan the title, he made Groen, the young dwarf fighter, the Count. The Baron never got over that. Now he's trying to make Natterit grander and more powerful than Furdock, and he disagrees with Groen wherever and whenever he can. I would say that the best way to find out what he's like is to go to the statue at the harbor and read the inscription on its base. Or you could follow him on one of his walks through the town. Any more questions? Riffraff, cutthroats. They left the land for a life of piracy on the river, That's all. The River Guard and crew of the Thurstone Tollgate are responsible for fighting the pirates, and they report to Commandant Bloomfold. An insufferable man with no manners and no integrity. Any more questions? Oh, the harbor master. I hope the gods... that man is corrupt and a real... But I shouldn't get so upset about it. Old Orbit, they call him. There's no villainy over the last few years that the walls of his keys haven't borne witness to. But he has a special relationship with Baron Dajan. For whatever reason. Corruption and protection. These are the evils by which a town can perish. And Orbit stands for both. Forgive me, I just can't stay calm when I think of that thug.
There you are again. The crew is complete. Clear the decks for casting off. Just between you and me. How did you get those guys to come back to me? I get it. You want to keep your tricks to yourself. Hey, I can't hold it against you. I probably would never have managed it.
Oh, the heck with it, Captain. We can finally get going, that's all that counts. Well done. I'm very proud of you. Well said. We should land there as soon as possible. Just give Captain Delbrack the word as soon as you're ready.
Have you packed your belongings? Master Ardo wants to leave for the toll gate as soon as possible. Are you sure? I don't think we'll come back to Natterid again anytime soon. Very well. All right, lads. Clear the decks to shove off. Wait a minute. The voice of the River Father invited you to his island? How did that come about? Really? Well, if that's how it is, we should set off for the island immediately.
Upon my soul. Now the fuss about the River Father is starting up again. Salm, instead of coughing up our silver.
With all due respect, we want to get to the toll gate urgently.
Mythalaria hasn't been spared pirate attacks without a reason. To put the River Father's blessing at risk now would be more than foolish.
If going to this island doesn't involve a long detour, then it's fine with me, Captain. Good. Maybe this Emerald can even be helpful. In regard to our search for the pirates. Let's be off, Captain.
Hoist the sails and cast off, men! We're heading downriver!
It was always a mystery to me what dwarves have to do with trees and squirrels. But a dwarf feeling comfortable with bodies of water? I must admit I felt a little queasy as we entered Brother Emeron's river cave.
Greetings. In the name of the River Father, I welcome you to the Isle of Forgetting. You have come just as I asked. I am pleased to see you again. And as I see, you are not alone.
It is an honor to meet you, Brother Emeron. After hearing of you, we all wished to meet you ourselves.
Then I'm glad to answer that wish. Please, come down from your ship. I would like to tell you a little about this place.
Fulgrim, Kano, you stay on board and watch the ship. I don't want you causing any trouble here.
Petardo,
No arguments.
How can the River Father's voice help you? Yes, the River Father revealed your face to me in a vision. You will play a role in the fate of the river, that is certain. Give me your hand. Yes, the image is becoming clearer. A dark cave filled with putrid water. Tentacles that search for you in the dark. Beware the death that lurks beneath your feet. Forgive me, I can tell you no more. In the end, it is your deeds that will determine your fate. I will follow your progress and speak with the River Father. But heed my warning. Take care at the toll gate. This fortress is a place of suffering and fear. Do not be deceived by appearances to the contrary.
Wait, what makes you think we want to go there?
It is your destiny. You may set your own course on the waters of the great river, Ardo. But the River of Time has a will of its own. When you have found it, bring it to me. You will know when the time comes. But enough of that, my friends. Your tasks are preordained. Only you can decide how you face them.
Well, so be it. Since you mention our tasks, I had best return to the ship. We must prepare to continue our journey. Join us when you are finished here. We will cast off soon. It was an honor to meet you, Brother Emmerin.
I thank you. It was good to have guests again. Visit me again whenever you wish. Until then, go with the blessing of the River Father. What would you like to know? There have always been pirates on the Great River, but for as long as I can remember, there have never been so many attacks over such a short period. That much is true. That's all I know. These are mere mortal affairs. The River Father pays little attention to such ephemeral matters. I'm sorry I cannot help you further. What would you like to know? A very, very long time ago, the River Father came into dispute with the Ocean God. In his anger, he caused the waters of the great river to swell and flood the surrounding lands. This temple of Efford also fell to the floods. Nearly all the priests perished. The old god sealed his temple, but his anger remained trapped within. This temple has exerted an evil influence since that time. Efford's fury seethes in its depths and threatens the river. Nobody knows what horrors it might unleash.
What an honor to be here. I have always wanted to get a closer look at this legendary island. Oh, pardon me, I'm talking too much. What can I do for you?
We had an interesting talk, yet much of what he said was still rather, elliptical. But now we should take a closer look at this toll gate. Or is there something else keeping us here? That's how I see it too, Captain. Take us to the toll gate.
Get ready to cast off! Set course for Elvenhus! We'll make a stop at Thurstone!
Delbrak had requested the River Father's blessing for his Thaleria, which we secured for him. After that, we were finally able to set off for the Thurstone toll gate. While Ardo was full of confidence of having taken a huge step forward, I decided to keep a very close eye on this Kano fellow.
Ahoy, Thaleria! Which of you is responsible for the toll?
And we don't have all day. Hurry up, or there'll be trouble.
No need to be so unfriendly. I'm coming. I'll see what I can get out of these two. You take a look around. But stay out of trouble. Right then, let's get down to it.
All right. I'm going to take a discreet look around the fortress.
You're going nowhere alone, scallywag. I want to keep an eye on you.
How are we supposed to stay inconspicuous with these two squabblers? This could get tricky. Let's make sure we stick together at least. Good idea. Maybe we should ask around a bit before we go into the fortress. The more information we can get, the better.
You'd better go on ahead and make sure those two don't fight. You know how they are. I have to stay here and take care of the formalities.
Hey, we're not finished here. You can chat when you're done with the toll procedure.
Fex be with you. Are you also poor travelers harried by these toll keepers? My name is Sarastro Castellani, a merchant from Kuzlik. Forgive my anger, but this stupid toll keeper here is driving me crazy. Well, I'm sure I won't get away from this place too quickly. Can I do anything else for you? They won't let me leave. I had to give them my entire goods list and stay until they checked it. Something about this place isn't quite right. Well, I'm sure I won't get away from this place too quickly. Can I do anything else for you? It used to be much better here. A chat and a little gift for the guards was enough, and I could pass. Now they look through the lists like a prelate studies his prayer book. Well, I'm sure I won't get away from this place too quickly. Can I do anything else for you? All kinds, I promise you. But I can't trade here without trouble from the head tollkeeper. An extremely unpleasant man. I'm sorry.
Effort be with you. You're new here, aren't you? What's your ship called? Ah, yes, the Thalaria. That's the ship of Captain, what's his name again? Oh, is it a secret? But it's probably that old Delbrak you're traveling with, right? Everyone along this river knows him. But you're not from around here, are you? What brings you here? You trading? Oh, there's not much to tell. But if you like, what can I do for you? Sure, if you like. But there's really nothing to tell about me. You can call me Varman. I often travel up and down the river on business. Do you want to know anything else? I have some business here. I also wanted to talk to the Commandant about the pirate problem, as well as a few other less important matters. Do you want to know anything else? Yes, I hear there have been a few attacks recently. But that always happens from time to time. I'm sure they'll soon have the situation under control again. Do you want to know anything else? Well, this is where they levy a toll on those traveling the river. That doesn't make this place particularly popular, but it's a necessary evil. Do you want to know anything else?
A strange fellow. He seems a little too curious for my liking. Be on your guard with him.
Ah, there you are. Maybe you can talk some sense into this stubborn mule. Meanwhile, I can find an inconspicuous way into the fortress.
Save your sneaking around for your thieving jobs. I'm doing this my way, the honest way. You just make sure you stay out of my way.
Shorty here wants to just knock on the main gate. If I know him, we'll soon have the whole garrison on our backs. I'm sure there must be a less conspicuous way.
Shorty, one more word and I'll make sure you can never sneak again. I'm doing this the honorable way. If they don't play along, that's their hard luck. Right. I'll go in and ask these scoundrels a few questions. If they refuse to answer, I'll give them a few solid reasons to start talking. It's a tried and tested method, and it saves time.
Lord of the Night preserve me. That's more dwarven wisdom than I ever wanted to hear. I'm sure you're very impressed by such a cunning plan. We should try to get into the fortress unnoticed. If the guards here have a filthy secret, we're bound to find it, as long as we don't arouse suspicion.
Bah! You should be worried about your own filthy secrets, scallywag. I'm going to do a little spring cleaning with my axe. That's how we do it.
It's good to travel with someone with a bit of common sense. Just stay behind me and do as I say.
Pah! Go and creep through the weeds together, then. I have work to do.
Praise the cunning one. My instincts didn't deceive me. This looks like a hidden route into the fortress. Whew. Ugh. I must admit it smells pretty bad. Well, sometimes you have to take unusual choices to maintain discretion. Please, after you.